kick from the 9. Lee Lyons. It's found touch. You always want to find touch when you can, when you're parked in your 22. The warm-ups now. Probably coming close to the end, maybe final words. NSB look like they're making their way inside now. Northampton School for Boys. With Ipswich now looking to practice their attacking intent. Get him out of the way now, boys. Ipswich making a long journey today, really. Northampton's good for boys. You forget how much these schools travel for these competitions. It takes a lot of logistics and planning for these fixture cards to come to fruition. Certainly today's competition, the schools championship, is the same. I'll do full introductions and whatnot shortly with regards to who's on the park. Put a name to that number. The shirts that we're going to be watching, cheering on through the side. And we'll be able to have a little look at the captains. Still trying to find out who won the toss between Wilco and Shields. Ipswich still on the pitch here. I'm interested to know whether they're going to stay out or go back in. I can imagine they'll stay back out now. We'll see. Maybe a bit of a chat here before they... There we go. Yeah. Slowly making their way in. Kick off in 7 minutes. referee on his own now in the middle with his team of touch judges. One provided from Northampton School for Boys, one provided by Ipswich. The referee, Sam Turner, for today's game, as well as refereeing. I know he does a lot of work with community rugby in Northamptonshire, working through the Saints previously. I'm sure he still does, but very much a rugby man of the community. Looks like it's a tidying up of the pitch now. Ipswich moving their bibs off to the side. Northampton School for Boys picking up their cones. I wonder if the floodlights are going to be coming on soon. Prior to the game, although we might still have the light. 6:30 kickoff. Certainly looks like it's going to be touch and go with the light, so I'd like to think the floodlights will be shining down. There's something special about rugby under lights for the players and the spectators, you know. So with about 4 minutes to go now, I'm just going to run through the sides. I'm going to tell you surnames, shirt numbers. We're going to start with Northampton School for Boys. So Northampton School for Boys. At number 1, Gartside. At number 2, Barnett Vincent. At number 3, Reed. At number 4, Lee. Number 5, Williams. Number 6, Jones. Number 7, Heifer. Number 8, Lewis. Number 9, Chin. Number 10, Shields. Number 11, Civil. Number 12, Mundin. Number 13, Cox. Number 14, Watts. Number 15, Cooper. At 16, Davis. At 17, Hunter. And then we have at number 19, Smith. Number 20, Richings. With Sothcott, originally named, injured. Ruled out this morning, unfortunately. So, with 19 people on the park now. But you won't see the 18 shirt. You'll see Smith in 19, Richings in 20. Captain for Northampton School for Boys being Mr. Shields at 10. Coached by Mr. Simon Heifer. For Ipswich now. At number 1, Denny. At number 2, Harrington. Number 3, Kay. Number 4, Pele. Number 5, Wilco. Number 6, Chappers. Number 7, Ridgers. Number 8, Seep. Number 9, Evans. Number 10, Newman. Number 11, O'Reilly. Number 12, Ransley. Number 13, Hubert. Number 14, Woodhouse. Number 15, Herbert. Number 16, Chowdhury. Number 17, Ridges. Number 18, Cripps. Number 19, Ball. Number 20, Toldaro. Number 21, Hentink. And number 22, Griffith. And here come Northampton School for Boys, making their way through the tunnel. And they'll roll past Ipswich. So captain for Ipswich today is Wilco, nearly said Chappers. Yeah, captain today is number 5, Wilco. And their coach today, Mr. Teague, I believe. I can't help but feel that Ipswich might have won the toss. That light is going to cause an issue in that first half with the low setting sun. Challenging, no doubt, that back three of Civil, Watts and Cooper. I'm sure as a team of 3 they'll deal with that. So yes, let's see Shields, captain for Northampton School for Boys, get us underway now. Here we go. That's contact in the air. Contact in the air, an early penalty. That's captain rising into the sun to try and take that. And it's a good toe by Newman. Good ground made there, just inside the 22. The throw will be. The referee giving the 22 line itself as the mark. The attacking line. Defensive line, of course, a metre off it. Here we go. Great contest by Heifer in the air. Tackle there made by Ben Jones. And then a turnover won by Lewis. So Ben Jones, year 11. Under 16s. Referee just calling it there, rightly so. His foot in touch when he made contact with that ball. Yeah, Ben Jones, year 11, has actually been to the last 2 national finals for under 15s. Continental Ties Cup. Winning one 2 years ago, getting to the final last year. Fantastic play. This is a tight maul. Good length on it. Extending the opportunity there, but it's a knock on in the middle. Ipswich looking to pounce here. Their pace out wide, moving the ball quickly. Contact skills in the middle there by Ruben. Little tip. The 9 just taking it. Interesting that B channel. Put his hands on the floor there. So we'll look at Newman now to try and gain some territory again. It's a good toe from the middle of the park. You don't want to bite off too much there, do you? Be sure, get the line out, gain the territory. Certainly at this early stage. So let's have a look. Second chance at some set piece. 9 on a wrap around, a big loopy pass. Contact skills by Cooper there, working as part of that back three. Watts, losing his voice. Let's have a look here. Evans is lively around that breakdown. He's interested in A, he's interested in B. He's keeping them guessing. They're going to have to be honest. And Evans here, really dictating the play. High intensity. Newman with another solid kick. With the sun dropping, the temperature's just fallen slightly, which probably won't affect the boys on the park, but if we have a quick injury or a change, a tactical change, they'll have to ensure. And here he is, it's a big carry, and he's in the corner. Setting up the maul, that little inset at the back, getting his hands on the ball, rumbling forward. Bounced off one, shrugged off the defender there. And that was the number 8. Crashing over. Interestingly enough, Seep, the number 8, an international, a Netherlands international player. Showing his experience there, body height bouncing off, fighting his way to that try line. A nice move by Ipswich. So let's have a look at Newman now. It's good contact. Charge down attempt by James Civil. But Newman, cool, stuck to his routine, put it through the middle. Shields to get us underway again. Another good take there by Wilco. Referee communicating well to the players on the park, allowing play to flow, but NSB not listening, clearly telling them, but unfortunately need to turn on their listening ears. Discipline costing Northampton School for Boys at the moment, giving Ipswich the territory. Marching into the sun. There's a slightest of slopes here. The slightest of slopes. You could argue that Ipswich using that to their advantage in this first half. It's up in the air. The boys in the line protect their 9. Crossing. With these plays behind, hard runners and wraparound moves, you don't always see crossing giving now, or committed, I suppose. But the referee's made his judgment there. Fantastic kick by Shields there. Middle of the park. Pushed it. Punched it. Down into the 22. The attack now. That's the line set. Ipswich being tested probably for the first time really defensively here. So we'll see how they fare. Oh, they pump through. And Vincent there doing what he needed to do with that Messy line out. He picked it up at the base, straightened up. Williams carries up the middle. It's a lovely carry by Barnett Vincent. The support's there, ball's away, just pop behind. It's gone backwards, no advantage. Some great defensive intent there, but the attack probably just on the up there. Finding a gap, finding a shoulder. Barnett Vincent with that carry there, fantastic. New to the school, Barnett Vincent, coming from Bedford School, used to be captain of his age range there. His brother coming over as well for the under-15s this year, under-15s. Hopefully looking to follow in the path of the last 2 years. Reaching that national final, but these things aren't easy, they're not simple. NSB pumping the legs here, and they're over. The rolling maul. I've not seen who scored that. The tight pack coming together. As we saw earlier, there's a good length onto their maul, makes it very difficult for those swimmers that come through. We identify them as swimmers now. Those people new to the game, those people who are coming through that maul legally to try and contest that ball. I sometimes refer to them as swimmers, swimming through with their arms. But that length of Northampton School for Boys maul just stops that. See if I can find out the try scorer there for you. I'll update you. Great kick by Shields. You could argue both 10s really on top of their game. It's going to be a good contest, I think. Newman and Shields. Lovely kick. Either one of them have struck so far, been really nice connection. Bit deeper this time by Newman. Chance for an early relief of pressure. Let's see how Ipswich respond, and he's through like a knife. Good contact skills there by Watts. Contest of the ball, and maybe that knife through butter just getting isolated. You know, he got through the gap. Fantastic pace. O'Reilly. Let's go. Just finding himself on his own for just a couple of seconds too much. Allowing the turnover to occur. We saw last year the threat of Ipswich and how they possess in their line, the back line, in particular the back three. Really bruising, punishing any gaps in any defence throughout their season last year. It seems that back three are again looking to spot any gaps. Good clearance in the end there by O'Reilly. Apologies, not O'Reilly. Herbert.
Yeah, come back.
Oh, it's a carving move. They've pushed the ball. Straight off the field. And I think coaches Simon Heifer and Adam Baker have They'll be patting each other on the back on that one. They're very much a coach's try in some respect. Of course the boys have executed it. Fantastic line by Watts. And then connecting to find that pass. Fantastic. And the conversion is good. We've got a real contest here. You know, Ipswich really did start the game well here with the territory, and you know, it was NSB's ill discipline maybe gifted them some of that. But now the surface is good, the boys are ready, and there's some rugby on display. We're seeing two fantastic teams contest, and it's not surprising with both of them in the schools championship. So today's fixture being one of the games in the schools championship, and for those people who are unfamiliar with the schools championship, we have 7 teams across the country that are invited into this competition, and both of these teams, Ipswich, Northampton School for Boys, are in a what they call a conference, a pool with Whitgift School, and there's another conference between Millfield, Sedbergh, Wellington College and Clifton College. So if 3 of either side here, they'll be looking to really make an impact into that competition. And it looks like we're in for a cracker. It really is a tussle, isn't it, over that ball. Both sides being successful with that contest. A little bit of background here with regards to these teams. We've got Northampton School for Boys playing their first game of the regular season after their pre-season friendlies. So this is the first hit out of the season for Northampton School for Boys, with Ipswich. In fact, it's their second game of the week with their round 1 Continental School or Continental Tyres School Cup fixture in the middle of the week. Ipswich playing local rivals in that one, they did, in St Joe's College. Ipswich, with Ipswich School coming out second best, 40 points to 33 to St Joe's, but they'll certainly want to leave a mark here. And Ipswich had a fantastic run last year in that cup, so they'll really want to hammer home today their intent and power that we know they possess. Northampton School for Boys very much looking to showcase what they're capable of. For a lot of these boys, it's the first time they've played together, so they're learning on the job in many respects. The referee, whistle blown. Maul, Ipswich think it's gone over here, but the referee calling that the scrum is held up short of the line. So obviously if it's over the line, we're looking at a goal line dropout, but with it not quite getting there, he's called scrum down. The Maul unable to produce the ball to the attacking side. From that. It's given an Ipswich ball here. I can only assume he's given his reasons to the players. So here we go. The number 8 Seep at the back of this. Free kick. Taken quickly. That's... Here we are. Let's carry there. Out to 10. Oh, he's expected the wraparound. It's not come, but Shields sticks a toe on it. It's bounced up nicely. You can never trust the bounce of the ball, can you? But in this case, O'Reilly, correctly identified this time, gets his hands on that ball. After it's popped up to his chest. Civil just deemed to push the man. Again, relieving pressure. Numbers given early. We're just stopping for a bit of blood here. With Chappers getting cleaned up. And these teams played, for the last 3 years they've played each other. I think Chappers was playing hooker last year, so it's not surprising that he's throwing in today for his side. And we look back at the history of this fixture over those last few years. And we'll rewind the clock to 2021 with Ipswich showcasing dominance. It was at Northampton, and Ipswich managed to beat the home side 68-15. So the final score being 15-68. And the following year, Northampton School for Boys probably would have targeted that fixture as one that they wanted to get better at, one that they needed to improve on, and they did. So in 2022, when the two sides met, NSB beat Ipswich, again at home, 24-19. And that was a tight affair, I remember it well. I was here watching that. 24-19, Ipswich got beat by NSB that day. And then we look back at last year. Both teams being invited into the schools championship for the first time last year. And Ipswich, probably as a knee-jerk reaction to the year before, really targeted that as a win and came out 52-19 winners on a neutral ground. But today's fixture's fantastic so far. It's really competitive. And we still look at it being 14-7 at the moment. Maybe a bit of confusion there at the lineup. Maybe the stoppage in play. Maybe confusing things between the jumpers and the thrower. But yeah, it's 14-7 to the home side at the moment, Northampton School for Boys. Not received too much info on our visitors today at this ground, Ipswich School. But we do see familiarity. A number of this team featured in that win from last year, where they beat Northampton School for Boys 52-19, with, you know, a particularly cast your mind back. You can still get the game on YouTube for those purists who want to go back and have a little look. And you know, Evans, Chappers, Wilco being some of those. And I do remember Ipswich, they had a player told Daro, who's on the bench for them today. He was very impressive. Again, look at Northampton School for Boys mauling it. Surprising with the surface. We've seen quite a lot of mauling here today so far by both sides. There's a bit of width here. Cooper, Civil keeps hold of it. God. And a punching line by Jack Lewis. And as we see familiarity from the Ipswich side, we're looking at a new outfit here for Northampton School for Boys, and Jack Lewis being one of those, the chap you've just seen there. He's newly joined the school from Ashby, and he comes from good stock. His dad, 50 caps for Northampton Saints, so no doubt he's putting into practice what he's seen growing up, watched on VHS or DVD. And a fantastic drive from a fantastic punching line. Just pulled to the left. That makes the scoreline 19-7 in this first half. Ipswich very much still in this. Got a bit of a powerful bench to come on, so we expect them to contest all the way to the final whistle. Lewis, last man really to have his hands on the ball. Catches that. Another strong carry from Barnett Vincent. But wrapped and scragged by Ipswich. The nine's gone early. You'll remember at the start of the game, Ipswich number 9, Evans, really did dictate play with those sniping runs, the forwards running off him, asking question marks, keeping that guard defence honest. Here we are. Newman kicks to the corner. No doubt we'll see the intent of Ipswich here, the bigger pack as we look at it. I've not got them on the scales, but I'd be shocked if Ipswich weren't the heavier pack here. That's a strong ball. It's well wrestled, contested. It's been stopped short of the line. Picked up by number 1. Held up again. This is good defence. But there we are. They found a gap, rolling over the shoulders of the defensive player. Is that Seep again, who's managed to get over? Powerful international. It is. 2 tries for Seep now. Those fans of schoolboy rugby, they don't need to look too much further to see some great display like this. condition of schoolboy rugby now. You know, you look at the, not just a showcase of what's on the pitch, but it's the background, the strength and conditioning that these players go through, the programs they follow, the discipline to manage that along their studies. It's fantastic. Newman just pulling it left, just like Shields on the last one, very identical. Similar places on the pitch, similar result. (19-10) now the score, with the scoreline maybe to be adjusted down the scoreboard. Have a look. Notified them in a minute. Good hands. Looking to keep the ball alive. They just found an edge there. Herbert trying to keep the ball alive, popping it off the field. Cause a knock on. A little banana kick from Shields, trying to get that curl onto his kick to find touch. Ooh, that's a good kick. Into space. It's parked Herbert back. How can he respond? Got a bit of a contest. It's up in the air. They may want to keep this alive. Juggled backwards. Shields. Newman. See how he can respond. He's in his 22. Maybe a foot out. He caught it in there, but the referee seen that. He took an extra stride. And unfortunately for Newman there, gives NSB possession on the 22. It's interesting when you cast an eye on the pitch, you know. Many colourful boots, aren't there? An expression of the boys. You know, some people would argue that. You know, oh, it's a good line by Lewis. Well wrapped up, he's pumped his legs. Some might argue that black boots are the boots you should wear, but I'm all for the expression with a colourful boot. Green being my colour. But oh, it's a magnificent kick placement by Shields, but an even better chase by Civil. A fantastic chase by Civil. Arms outstretched, running full length. It's always difficult when you know that there's traffic coming your way as well. That, yeah, I may well take this, but there might well be a shoulder in my ribs. So absolutely nothing but pure commitment by Civil there. Fantastic take. But the kick. Whoa. The kick was fantastic. James Civil, the try scorer there, has just been selected for an international 7 side, the Egg Chasers. Had a great summer, scoring plenty of tries and impressing in various stages in the 7 circuits. Good kick by Shields. Coincidentally, Civil's dad used to coach at this school. Adam Civil helped coach that particular age group to their under-15s victory in the Continental Tires National Cup. Kept that one in play. It's just gone over the head. Herbert, Newman. Ooh, bit of dancing. Hello. Strictly's in a few weeks. Sets it up. They want to play. Enough of the toe. Let's go. The 9 picking interest, but he's passed it forward, maybe just delayed it a fraction too much. But I've liked Evans. He's probably been the person who's got the most gumph, the go for Ipswich here. Newman trying to put them in the right places, but Evans trying to gauge interest, and create some gaps for those runners round the edge. Penalty. Hands on the ground, it seems. Pulling down. Good kick by Newman. And another chance. We've seen this rumbling, rolling ball of Ipswich. I just wonder, this far from the try line, will we see something else? Is this license to thrill? Well, they might introduce the back line or something off the base of that maul, maybe. Back of the maul, I should say. Jones just entering the back of the line up there to contend. Overthrown and a knock on. NSB with the ball. Contest over the ball, and the contest is good. Ridges there getting over the ball. Shields bravely fought to get, and he's took a knee here, Shields, after that contest. Playing with a collarbone, is he? Looks like he's holding his left arm up slightly. Shields and Newman, and with a great battle, the 2-10s kicking. And Ipswich's Herbert contributing to that as well from 15. NSB will want to keep him on the park here if they can. If fitness allows. First aid team making sure they're okay. We're heading towards half time now. And NSB in possession of the ball. Ooh, a penalty. He's taken it quickly. Good contact skills. Just smothering that initial intent. Oh, fantastic by Barnett. He's been carrying well. Shoots. Nice wide pass, but the back line a little flat there. Phil. Cox with the ball there. Presents the ball, another new recruit. And yeah, I can't help but feel the flatness of the back line there maybe just cost them. Maybe they were expecting that little chip over the top maybe to chase as a flat line. Releasing the tackler there. Evans wanting to go, the referee pulls him back. Go on then. Let's see how we get on. Can Ipswich put their hands on the ball here and do something? A couple of line outs have been a little miscommunication. Overall, their mauling's been as good. Both teams rivaling. Yeah, not quite sacking that Gart side there. Referee deemed to be pulling it down after the initial engagement. Contact skills there good. But he's not happy with pulling it down. There was an initial engagement there, so Gart side just not quite timing that sack. Giving Ipswich options here. It looks like it's a tap. And it's a hell of a contact. And a little kick out. And that has taken us to half time. I think that was Lewis with the tackle. Gee whiz, that was a hit. And I touched on it earlier, but yeah, very much a new side for Northampton School for Boys here, with many of these players joining the school this year in the sixth form, which is fantastic for this competition to allow them to contest. But for those who know, that only bolsters really what's already a fantastic side here at Northampton School for Boys. The Year 13s, unlucky last year when they were in the lower sixth in their cup run in the Continental Ties Cup. I say unlucky, you know, it was a good contest. We just come out second best, but Year 13 co-captain Tom Richings will be looking to make an impact coming onto the pitch here. And the Year 13s of Ipswich, probably in a larger number tonight than what we see in Northampton School for Boys, with the lion's share of Northampton School for Boys tonight coming from Year 12, and Ben Jones from Year 11, as I mentioned earlier. And in recent years we've seen success with this particular year group, with them winning the Continental Ties Cup at under 15s back in 2023, and then last year, when they were in Year 11, reaching the final of an invitational competition between some of the best teams in the country, just missing out to the victory of that particular competition to Sedbergh. Sedbergh, of course, in the other conference of this competition. With the Year 13s of Northampton School for Boys, a fantastic year group, some fantastic players. And they're waiting in the wings in some respects tonight, and they've made their mark known with many of them involved in that heavy victory in the end against Leicester Grammar School. But they're not without mention. Gart side likely to make way here, potentially, to Will Hunter. We've got a number of Year 13s coming on, actually, with Davis, Hunter, Richings coming to make way. Smith also to come on. Of course, with the half-game rule, they'll all feature. But where will they be? Time will tell. We'll find out shortly. Ipswich with a larger squad on paper. And I think we're all looking forward to seeing Soldaro play here. He's in the 20 shirt. blue scrum cap. Very dangerous. He's an Italian international. And it's actually going to be Evans who starts us off here on the toe. Not sure where Newman is. Had a fantastic first half, I thought. Trying to put his team in the right places. And straight, he's on the ball straight away. Soldaro catches the ball for Ipswich. Gives him a platform, a chance to pounce. Start where they left off. He's on the ball again. Very much wanting to give some intent here of coming back into the side. Not quite roll away there. That is a penalty. It could well be Soldaro here with kicking duties. So quite the same effect as Newman. It looks like Evans is lining up at 10 now. With ball. Stepping in at scrum half. It's a 5-man line out, it seems. The numbers don't match. It's there we go. A wraparound move. Silky. Silky. He's not held, so he's back on his feet, but contact made now, knees on the floor. It's a good carry. They've got to watch their edges here. Mind you, with Evans at 10, there may not be that threat around the edge now. And they relieve pressure. They relieve pressure here. Soldaro having a word. It'll be interesting to see what these two sides, with quite a few changes for both sides, how they're going to adapt. But both sides in the first half very much became quite settled, and the half game rule now and a turnover of players, it can be quite hard to pick up. Evans is up, is a man possessed. A little tickle on the toe, not quite, but it's well maintained. Ooh. Back forth, back forth. Ball pulls it behind. Soldaro he'll stay on his feet. Presents the ball. It's a hard line by Chappers. The carry there by Henting. Looks like Cox is on the floor here for Northampton School for Boys. Medical staff come to see him, as they're allowed in rugby. Onto the park, check the welfare of the players. Ooh. Not quite sure that was a knock on. The referee's called there. Stop play. Maybe just at the base there, just a head up as he fumbled for the ball, and the ball rolls forward. Seems like cramp. And the ground is, we have had a bit of rainfall this week, but a hail yesterday. I had the boys running for cover at lunchtime. But it has softened the ground slightly, but it's a firm platform still. It's a firm platform, and perhaps that's what we're seeing here with Cox. The firm platform possibly just causing a bit of cramp. Let's hope it's short-lived. Get some water down him. Get some water down him. Come on. Water's on all round, surely. Maybe not. Referee's still got the whistle stop, so you'd assume the boys wouldn't pack down here, but they're staying put. And he is making way. He is making way. So it'll be interesting to see how the back line adapts here, what they do, who they bring on to bridge the gap. Looks as though Civil steps in at 13. Richings at 9. Finds 12, finds Mundin. Loyal servant, 13. Just gets the turnover there. Oh, they're not happy with the kick away, they're complaining at the ref. Cheeky. But within the time frame, I think, to be just. Be interesting to see what they do here. The scoreline now 26-12. Todaro kicks for the corner. We see that rumbling ball. Number 5, Wilco, still on, communicating to the players the plan. Let's see if they'll put it into practice. Shields just discussing something with the referee here. Either making a point or qualifying one, maybe. Here we go. It's Wilco up in the air, rising. The ball's at the back there. He's broke. It's good initial defence. He's kept hold of him there. The ball's moved to the back. Number 2. Todaro with the footwork straight away. He's at the base. The captain. Smothered. 3 defenders to take him down though. He's a powerful runner. It's good defensive intent here by the younger team. As I touched on earlier, a lot of them year 12. Again, Williams bringing up that line. We've seen that already today. A little step inside, Todaro stays on his feet. Not quite, tackles made. Just a little pop. He's staying off his feet there. Sealing it off, closing that contest. And again, look, we've got Shields stretching now. Maybe this firm foot is playing, it might still play its part today. Certainly with those boys who have already played so much rugby with the high intensity that we've seen. And the kick just spinning off the toe, off the laces, really. Quite the connection we've seen, or come to know from Shields, but the captain Shields has been the captain for many years for his own age group, but it's in year 12. It's the first time I've seen a year 12 captain for a little while at Northampton School for Boys. But such is the influence of that man, the work rate, the mindset. He's come to be well respected with him playing first 15 rugby last year when he was in year 11. He's not inexperienced for first 15 level. And certainly we expect big things from Hugh Shields in the future. His brother, also part of that under 15 side. They're thirsty this year. Ooh, little toe from Todaro. Seen the space. How's it contested? Good tackle skills from Shields. Kept him up. Not quite found the touch there, although 9's toe. Is he going to be out? Oi, just he managed that well actually, the 9. They're bundled into touch. Watts doing his job. stepping up. But this Ipswich team will start to feel frustrated now that they keep knocking on the door and no one's answering. They very much have tried the punchy game, and it's been well met by the strong defence from Northampton School for Boys. He's still stretching his medical attention now to Shields. We saw him stretching his calf just before that kick that was met, and it's line out here. We'll have Barnett Vincent. Well taken. It's not contested. It'll be interesting to see what the call is there. The referee happy that there was contact actually by the Ipswich players. Just a hand, just a mitt. And right after we see this dance at the line out of contesting, not contesting, it's become part of schoolboy rugby in many ways. You don't see it as much in top flight, do you? But at schoolboy rugby, this standoff, committed, maul game, it's seen often. Yeah, if you get it right, it works. Another interesting, oh, he's got wheels, but it's matched. And another toe. It's a fantastic kick. Saldaro, he got space. Has he got space? He doesn't need space. Not with the footwork he possesses. It's a contest on the floor, but he's off his feet, so he lets go. Yeah, just maybe a little offside. Just crept, just took a toe there, didn't he? Just crept. Offside there. Eager to make a hit with a full line. The hot call, you could hear it on the mics. We've got another man down. It's a loss of boot though, no cramp for the Ipswich team. We saw them actually doing their sprints at the start. They're a well-conditioned team. It's a good toe, but not good enough. Cooper finds Jack Lewis. Man possessed. But a fantastic response by Ipswich to the hard running. And he's got early. Evans, we've seen this, haven't we, from Evans? He's keen to up the intensity of Ipswich. He obviously recognises, Ipswich's best periods have certainly been when they've played with intensity and that tempo's been maintained. And with Northampton School for Boys able to disrupt that, it's affected the flow, but hats off to Evans for trying to keep that up. But there's still time on the side and a penalty on the 10-metre line. You could argue that the kick to the corner might have been a better choice there. NSB to contest that isolation. Will Hunter just picks up the ball. Could be when it crawling on the floor. A bit too eager to make the extra yard, and he spoke to the referee there, and he's got his punishment. He should know better. He turned 18 on Monday. One of the oldest people on the park, no doubt. He's probably one of the nicest guys on the pitch. Don't get me wrong, you'd want him on your side in a front row battle. But yeah, one of the nicest guys on the pitch, no doubt. Stoppage in play here. Words are being shared. An opportunity for Northampton School for Boys maybe to regather, reset the clock in terms of mindset and intent and what they want to achieve, certainly in this area of the park. They've failed to relieve their pressure really. this first section of the second half. But Ipswich, not fruitful. So although they've not relieved the pressure, they've certainly soaked it up with their shoulders, their defensive intent, tenacity. We see them all here. There's a man down in the middle. It's a dive forward, and Ipswich managed to come out on top there with a try. And I think that's a hat-trick for Seep. A hat-trick for the international. And it's just desserts, you know, they've, like I say, they've knocked on the door now for a long period of time, and very much NSB weathering that storm, but not able to relieve the pressure within the territory game. And you know, you allow them to knock, you allow them to knock again, eventually something gives. And that's what we've seen there with Ipswich with the converted try, making it 26-19. So with an opportunity here to play in the area of the park where they want to, Northampton School Boys, they'll look to, I don't know if they'll contest this, but more probably pop it deep, get to the right areas potentially. But that's exactly what they've done. So Daro looking to make the kick, kept in by Cooper. Not as strange as the first 15 himself, who played last year. It's nearly a fantastic 50-22, but not quite. Nice hands, good commitment. Hunter makes the tackle there, bounces up. Oh, tiptoeing down that sideline. He was worried, but he done well. Keep the ball alive. Ipswich certainly the team with the most possession this second half and enjoying that time on the ball, but as I said earlier, they certainly look better when Evans is dictating that tempo. A little bit of a hit and hope, but they had the advantage, so you can understand maybe why they wanted to get it wide. We've seen already the firepower that some of that back line can have. Herbert cutting through earlier, and Odaro on the pitch now. You can see maybe Ipswich mixing up their punching game to introduce some of those players. Oh, we've got, seems like we've got cramp again by Heifer in the middle. Need to get some electrolytes in their water bottles, I think. Get the waters on, boys. Let the boys drink. Certainly, I think it could have an impact. I'm baffled that they're not getting the waters on. We've had 3 different Northampton School for boys going down with cramp now. You know, it's a long game. Here we go then. Ipswich set piece. We've seen the strong ball. Davis at the back. There we go. Wilco. They've dealt with that well. And both sides dealing with it well, I should say. You know, Ipswich dealing with the threat of the sack at the top. And Northampton School for Boys dealing with it well with the contest and the bringing down. But the end result, Northampton School for Boys get to relieve the pressure, push it up. The hooker's already found his mark here, it seems. He's walked up the pitch. boys going through their processes here. Barnett Vincent, a fantastic game at hooker. And it's a hard one to pick out the man of the match at the moment. I know it's early days, isn't it? We've got a lot of rugby to be played. It's a tight contest. And when you have two different sides desperate for the win, you can just find a magician towards the end of a contest like that. Kick. But he has kicked it straight out. Tried, and you can understand that. They need territory. They've spent a lot of period now, a long period now inside this own half. Gart side now looking like he's feeling the impact of that hard defensive work for NSB, and Chappers getting the message. Be interested to see if they go for a different. No, they've gone reliable. Will go again. Goes up, the captain, commanding his boys, talking to the boys now. He's happy with them all. They're still moving. Come through there. It's a good contest for the ball. The ball's presentable. Ends. Lovely pass. Keeper with the tackle. They're loading up a pod here. Seep. Is that Seep? No. Seep follows in for the clear. It was Evans. Evans took it in initially. So Jack Lewis gets the turnover again. They're a powerful pack, both sides. Where we had what seemed like the weight advantage in the first half by the Ipswich pack, I can't help but feel it's been balanced out with the changes at half time. And here we go. Middle ground here, Northampton School for Boys. Yeah. You're still in your own half. You really want to punch it up, and they've punched it through. Davis with a fantastic line. Charged down and picked up. But the referee charged down. It's called scrum down. See, charge down, always a knock on. Those people watching unfamiliar with these terms. Knock on. The ball comes forward after contact with a man and hitting the ground or another person. Not able to maintain possession. It's 9 with the ball. Feeds the open side. It's Mundin. Mundin just swiping the ball in the air there. Mooring of Richings gives the ball. Has this back line got a bit flat again? They took an extra step every now and again. Can't help but feel that I need a little bit more space. We've got Smith here, shirt 19. Such a powerhouse. We've seen him previously get into space in games past and punish teams. Similar to some respects to Toldaro. Toldaro's also got the footwork as well for Ipswich. Stop-start now the game. It's not got that flow that we had in that first half. Certainly when NSB were up, there were less stoppages. The game kept going. Less errors or ill discipline, and unfortunately the stop-start nature of this is snowballing. Errors creeping in and fatigue setting in we go. Another free kick. Wait, oh, the juggler. He keeps hold of it. Ball there. Joining the circus. Lovely pass. Good footwork. Oh, he's tried to offload it there. I think it's not the play there. Oh, they run straight. Barnett Vincent taking it up, but he might be isolated. You can understand potentially why, you know, he wanted to take it up. Maybe the play was to support. Lewis in going in, but a number of debuts here. You see Reed there lining up next to Barnett Vincent. Also a Bedford schoolboy. Fashioning. Brilliant haircut. We see, as much as the boots become a part of the game now, with flair, we see hairstyles, don't we? Mullets, skullets, mohawks. The referee not keen for this water to stay on. Wants to get things going. Interesting lineup here. We've got the 4 defenders of Ipswich, with the winger dropping with the 15 to form a 2-man backfield. Be interesting to see how NSB respond to that. You know, what are they going to do? Have they got something up their sleeve? Have they practiced something on the paddock to potentially identify a bit of space or create some space, with essentially it being a 6-on-4 with that back line? No doubt Ipswich's back row will have something to say to him. He's gone over the top. Gartside finds himself in space. Bit of footwork. Strong player, Gartside. Can play back row, can play hooker. Today's at prop. Adds a bit of extra work. You can see he's out on his feet here though a little bit. He's tired. They've opted for sticks, and with the game at 26-19, it's obviously getting business end. It's getting business end, and the point's probably the best option here, just to extend the lead and take it into 2 scores needed. I wonder how many times Shields has faced a kick 30 metres out, or practiced a kick 30 metres out in front of the sticks. Thousands. It's a fantastic strike, and the result, no doubt, has happened 9 times out of 10 in his practice kicks. Building his consistency over the years. Such a reliable goal kicker. Evans bringing the ball, sprinting with the ball. Plenty left in the tank for that boy. Oh, it's right on the line. It's off his head. Play on's the call. Todaro just finds Chappers. Ipswich coming away with the ball there. Great kick by Evans. Goal. The defensive line here, full of fire. penalty advantage. Not releasing the tackler. Head injury is the call. They're waving across. It seems like it's a head injury. I'm not too sure. Certainly a wave from the side. Normally when you associate something like that. Cool, blimey. An army of replacements come on. Evans makes way. Newman's back on. I thought Evans was fantastic, must be said. Communication as much as anything else. So much part of the game with those half-backs where play cannot happen without clear communication. Everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet. It seems like the 13, Hubert, is down here. I hope he's okay. And we've got a weekend of sport at Northampton School for Boys with Director of Sport here, Gary Burton, taking his basketballers into a competition that's being held here at Northampton School for Boys by Athletic Elite. It really is showcasing the best of British basketball. And Northampton School for Boys will look to contest the title that's running in that competition here, Sunday 15th, 10 AM until late. Final might not happen till sort of 8 PM. But feel free to come down to that if you wish. Ipswich now, marching the ball on. Nice pass. Oh, I say nice pass. It went to ground. It had the intention of moving the ball wide early, but didn't go to hand, did it? But he's got the end result. Perhaps that's what he wanted, but with them being on the back foot, with it going to ground, it allows Northampton School for Boys to take that extra step on that defensive line and come away with the ball. Shields, again, looking to relieve pressure. Northampton School for Boys still in the lead. Mr. Bernard, the headmaster here, great supporter of school sport, all sport. It's a great advert for sport in general tonight. Schools Championship underway then tonight. And as we hear the banging of the drum, we hear the call to Rugby. He's tapped early. He's seen space. Maybe they do want to get it in the hand of Toldaro. He's tried the solo effort there. He's made the tackle on Sybil, his contestants. And he's got over the ball. And now he's tapped. He wants to get things going. Here's that pace, that intensity we talked about, but it's a knock on. Toldaro will be frustrated with his teammates there, potentially. So much hard work with the tap, the chase, the tackle, the turnover, the tap. Looking to punish NSB, and it has in some respects. Two men on the feet, so off their feet, with the feet in the air. Maybe a bit too much work this week for these boys. You know, it's the first hit out. They can be forgiven, but cramp is setting in. I don't think I've seen such a variety of players going down. Maybe 6 of the 15 now. Normally you get that one, don't you? And they soldier on, and they finally get into space, and they have to pull up, and the opportunity that he did have goes. But it's not just the one here, it's a reoccurring theme. The cramp, something to look at, something to consider. Diet, overload, training potentially. Or maybe just a little bit green at the start of the season. The leg's not weathered yet to the intensity that we see and we're familiar with as we approach October. Cup games every 2 or 3 weeks. Regular fixture cards. And that's the beauty of rugby now, isn't it? You look at this schoolboy rugby and the development of a fixture card. It's different, so different to any other sport in some respects. Certainly for a state school like Northampton School for Boys, as a state school, having to compete against the private schools who have their fixture calendar with netball, hockey, rugby, all on the same day. Northampton School for Boys competing against those big private schools on a Saturday fixture card is such an achievement for Director of Rugby Phil Beaumont here. He's done such a fantastic job over the last 6 years in making arguably one of the best fixture cards you'll see across the country, with a mix of teams up and down, all the way to said British year on their fixture card, down to Whitgift and Wellington College and Ipswich, of course. Left, right, up and down. Looking to set up an exit here. Knocking the 12 up, but they've not released a player there. They've dragged down George Mundin there. They've not released him. Walking up, giving a target potentially to where he wants this lineup. They're all feeling it in the legs now. I see. Now we have Lee back on, the number 4. Such a big physical presence in that first half. Another new recruit come from CCS. Strong lift, tight carry. Can they get that length on again? That was such an important part to the move for Northampton School for Boys in that first half, was that length, and they have. Here we see it. Barnett Vincent on the charge. Lifted. Put down safely, potentially, but I think maybe just they've lifted in there. It's just a safety element. The referee probably having a word here about that carry, just to say, just to calm down a little bit. I think you get that sometimes, don't you? As a rugby player, you've got a man on your shoulder. You want to drive him back as fast as you can, but your buddy next to you has grabbed a leg, and all of a sudden we're upside down, and you've got to take care of that player and bring him down as a team then. And we didn't quite see that there. Quite often it's a 2-man tackle, isn't it? That, with the influence of a buddy, that causes that tip tackle. So here we go. Ball's away. They're just treading their feet here as they wait. The young ball boys here doing a good job. Contesting for the ball. Every time the ball's been kicked out, there's been a race to go and get it. That one going down the bank. They can be forgiven for taking their time. There's the length. But unfortunately, as we saw, I mentioned earlier that schoolboy contest of stepping away from the maul and the discipline needed to try and seek an engagement from the opposition, because when we see the ball come down from a line out, if the opposition doesn't engage in contact, so hand on, shoulder on to that man who's brought it down, then we can't form a mould. Well, there needs to be that initial engagement. So if we transfer the ball to the back, unfortunately, we've seen obstruction to play with the defender's not able to get to the ball. Tom Richings, co-captain, looking to go, but the referee's not happy with the mark. We'll bring it back. Post called by Shields. Coincidentally, Hugh Shields is the 2 times winner of the NSB Kicking Cup. So each Christmas, the kickers from the various age groups get a chance to contest for the Kicking Cup with a series of challenges, kicks to posts, and his brother Finn Shields, part of the under-15s, always contesting. I believe that was won by Mal Renahan last year. Mal Renahan, captain of the under-16 team here, the team that got to the National Cup final. Let's have a look here. He's just pulled it right. He'll be disappointed. Maybe he'll be happy with the eating up of time. He knows he's back in possession. It's just gone over his head. Moves the ball quickly. Lewis. Oi! Good challenge. Good for possession. Territory game. It's gone backwards. Footwork by Newman. A good first half, dictating play with Evans. The partnership I thought was fantastic. The ball's just bobbled out. What's the call? Sometimes you can see a ball knock on into touch, so the referee some ums and ahs whether it's going to be knocked on before, scrum down, or line out. And today we've got a line out. It's a line out. Hey up. And that's time, ladies and gentlemen. So, Northampton School for Boys coming out victorious 29-19 with co-captain Tom Richings kicking the ball out to finish play. And it's an interesting one. I'm going to give you my man of the match here. And although there were many people who stood up, I mentioned Evans a lot. He's dictating play. I thought the number 8 for Ipswich, with his hat-trick of tries, was fantastic. But I do think dictating play off the toe, he gave that cross-field kick. Although he missed a couple of kicks, I do think Hugh Shields is in with a shout. I think Jack Lewis is in for a shout with his try. However, I'm going to actually give man of the match to a man that I thought carried hard, hit his arrows, and that's 30 Barnett Vincent. Very good in defence around the park. The hooker for Northampton School for Boys. And he really did control it. The back of that maul, that snaking maul that they had, I thought he was fantastic. So 30 Barnett Vincent is my man of the match. Simon Heifer, the coach for Northampton School for Boys, will be delighted. Adam Baker, his right-hand man. And director of rugby, Philip Beaumont, will be very pleased. This contest last year maybe leaving a bruise. Well, I think that bruise is healed. So the record between these two teams now stands at 2 apiece. I wonder next time they meet what the result will be. Two fantastic sides, a great advert for schoolboy rugby. Hopefully we'll see you again on Pixelot. And thank you for watching.
You're in the YouTube